Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and fellow Honkai Star Rail lovers. I almost fucked that up. As the clock strokes midnight, I emerge with another reaction. So now we are starting, finally, our Cipher drip marketing content coverage. Even though I still haven't finished Tyson's because I haven't rolled for her yet. But there's a couple things to talk about. This is where I think, sadly, a lot of my mind is guaranteed. One of the things I like to attempt to do with these videos, aside from just farm free views, is give my opinions on the character and see if, as stuff comes out, I like them more. Usually I end up liking them more, but more often than not, at least as of like maybe the past year or so, I've really set up my mind to be like pretty sure about what I want, what I don't want. And this is mainly because they do show you a lot of the character beforehand in the campaign, which is a good thing. I like that we could use them. And sometimes they like to be signed. They like to, like, not show us the extreme detailed stats, which is fine. I think that's cool. But I mean, listen, if you're showing us the character and their kit anyway, and we can kind of figure it out ourselves, especially if you don't give us the numbers, we still know what's going on. Regardless, though, this is where we have a couple things to talk about, and sadly, I think Cipher is basically done and dusted. But that doesn't mean we're not going to react and see if they cook, which usually they do. If nothing else, I enjoy the trailers myself. But this is where, what do I think of Cipher? Meta, gameplay, looks, lore, and the secret category, competition. And oh boy, I think the last one is what's killing her. Either way though, gameplay meta-wise, I honestly do not know where Cipher is going to land, but this is the strongest I've ever felt that a character is not OP. I could be extremely wrong here because, again, when they give them to you to use in the campaign, they're not giving them to you at their best. You don't even know what Lycone they're using, but you're not getting their optimal teams, their optimal stats, their optimal relic sets probably with substats. You're not getting a lot of stuff that you would normally get if you were to get them yourself, if you're smart. So this is where I don't fully want to judge Cipher too much, but just looking at her kit, and especially from what I've heard from the grapevine, this is where I really do think that Cipher is going to struggle, because she's a NIHILITY damage dealer. She's not a main damage dealer. She's more like a sub-damage dealer. So already I think she's coming out swinging low. She's not swinging grand slams here. I've seen her be compared to Zhao Cho, basically for Acheron teams, and even at that, I think she's probably worse than Zhao Cho, because Zhao Cho provides, like, buffs for other people. Cipher is mainly, like, trying to compensate the Zhao Cho role by providing the damage herself, to say the least. And this is where I think, again, I've heard at best she matches Zhao Cho. I could be wrong with that. This is where, though, I think the biggest thing carrying Cipher, even for me sadly, is the looks and the lore. But gameplay-wise, I actually really like her whole gimmick. I like the fact that she can mark people, and this is nothing new because we saw it on the live stream, so I already kind of know how she works. Obviously, Albert here will show us some really nice, cool story, but also tell us how the character works as well, in case you don't know. But so far, from what I could tell and from what I could see, I do like the idea that she kind of is like a depository, right? You basically put a mark on someone and you just keep stacking them with damage, and then when you want to pop it, you ult, and you get that damage back, I think, plus some. So it kind of takes a tally of just every damage you're putting into someone. I think this is useless for ads. I think autoplay-wise, this is probably going to be, like, not crazy at all either. I think it's mainly probably going to be used for bosses, and even then, just use Zhao Cho. Like, honestly. I don't know, unless there's future characters that are going to come out that are going to synergize with her, which, again, that's the competition section, which we'll talk about soon. But unless the future character has something going on that I don't know about, I don't see it really going well for Cipher, meta-wise. Gameplay-wise, again, I do like the idea, but it's just so not, I think, good for just how people play Star Rail. Maybe it's good for, like, the ultra hyper competitive people who are trying to, like, really just, like, boss rush MOC maybe. But I just cannot see currently, unless her numbers are insano, which very well could be the case, I just can't see her being that good. Is she going to be good? Sure, probably. Everything's going to be centered around her and Hyacinth for a little bit. But it's like, I just don't see her having that much longevity unless her numbers are crazy, or unless a new character comes out. But by the way her kit functions, I'm not hopeful. I personally like the thematic though. I like the idea. You place a mark on someone, it tallies the damage, and then you pop it like a big fucking bomb that you could choose when, if you're not auto battling the game. But aside from gameplay meta, again, gameplay I like it, but meta wise, if she's not good, and again, that's not even the main thing killing her. I think she's cool. If I could get her on a discount, I guess cool. But I'm not going crazy for her. For not just the gameplay meta reason. Gameplay again, it's okay, but I think Nihility is just cursed, man. Aside from being like Acheron and Jiao Cho, which let's be real, are the only Nihilities that kind of matter. You know, R.A.P. Kafka and Black Swan. But this is where I think Nihility is just cursed, aside from the exceptions I mentioned. But anyway, let's move on to looks. Looks, she's a fucking cat girl. She's hot as shit. I love her looks. I love her long ass legs, her cat ears, everything. I'm a weeb. What can I say? And I'm sure many people are too. And her movements, her animations, very cool. She's basically the Flash. Let's be real. Also, be warned, slight story spoilers. Maybe not so slight actually. So really be careful going forward here. But lore wise, we basically got. I think I don't know if we got her full story here because I think we honestly did with where the campaign's at. So if you're not caught up, click away now. You've been warned. But yeah, no, apparently a lot of the people are dead in the current up-to-date lore for Star Rail. I don't believe that to be true permanently. This is where I'd be shocked if they were, because how are we going to do future events? But I do like Cipher. Cyphera. I think the M4's lore in general has gripped me more at the end here, and I don't even say the end, because we're not even, I think, halfway through it. Or maybe we're about halfway through it, because we are technically in June now. But I think that Cipher had a pretty good lore run. I think that look-wise and lore-wise are her strongest things. I think they did great with her writing in the lore. And again, she's basically the fucking Flash, and her character's cool. She was the first character I didn't instantly like, and I thought was kind of a little bit of an asshole. I love when characters, you know, because I'm kind of spoiled by Hoyo games here. Every character we meet is a nice fucking person, and I hate it. It's boring. Cipher, as much as I disliked her, it was good that I disliked her, because that was meaning she was different. Now, granted, she's nice at the end of the day, but they really pull you for a gag for a while with, like, confusing you with her. So I really appreciate that. I appreciate a lot of what Cipher does, and in general what M4 is doing if they actually keep people dead, which I don't think they will. I think we're going to get a big reset in the lore, but we'll see. But either way, I think look-wise, she's great. Lore-wise, they did really well with her. Gameplay-wise, I like the vision. I think meta-wise, it really doesn't work out in reality unless, again, sicko mode numbers, sicko mode characters that pair with her. In the future. Because right now, aside from Acheron, what the fuck are you going to use her with? Aside from all that, the biggest problem with Cyphera, aside from every single thing I just mentioned, it's compa-fucking-tition, man. The competition is killing her. I think they are setting up Finon to be the big nuts-to-butts OP next character, as if we didn't just have Casters a little bit ago. I think, from what I've been hearing, Finon might go actually sicko mode crazy. I hope he does too, because I actually really like him now. He's tragic. But aside from Finon, we have Seba! The HSR Fate collab is coming. This is where, man, y'all gotta save your fucking Jades. However, I don't really need to do that, which is why I'm gonna low-key say what I'm planning to do with Hyacinth, because this also kind of includes Cipher, and at this point I really doubt these videos will change my mind. I'm like 15 away from pity, unguaranteed. If I get Hyacinth, great. If I don't get Hyacinth, I'm fine with that. I'm not going to push it, because again, I'm mainly saving for Saber and for Finon, potentially. Saber I have to get as a Fate fan, I'm obligated to. Finon, we will see, but from what I'm hearing, I'm really liking him so far, but we'll see. But yeah, no, this is where you can notice I didn't include Cipher in that. And I hope you could see why. Yeah, Finon and Saber are probably going to go crazy, so we really got to save for them. If I can get Cipher, you know, quickly, great. I need a new Nihility team for my Acheron anyway, because I didn't get Jiao Cho. If not, I'm chilling. I'm not really using Acheron for too much now anyway. Because my account can really stand on its own, relatively speaking, now that I have Casters and Firefly. Fireflop, as some people wrongly accuse her of. Anyway, after talking for way more than the actual fucking video would even be, let's finally get into the video. Ooh! Let's see Albert be funny and cool and cute. And let's hear Kid if I'm
The
wrong.
lost city of thieves. 300 rogues rose with her, robbing the rich to help the
So
poor.
again, in the lore, I wonder if we're gonna see like her like
Forest
city and
always has
backstory
room
and
for
stuff.
righteous thieves.
Dude, she's
These
so
blade
hot.
both greedy
She's so
tyrants
hot.
and violent masses
Oh,
like
look
her
at her.
Cipher. Through the trial, may the old god of trickery fall.
Not really.
She carries
Her lore is
all
so
hidden
good.
treasures with the wind.
Ooh, she's sucking it.
Is there anything she can't get?
Dude, that
On this
stretch.
episode-
I just want to say kudos to the HSR audio team. When she stretches after she basic attacks, you hear like the clothing stretch too. It's actually insane. And it's so subtle. I don't want to like give out free W's because I really feel like I'm going to glaze the trailers that come after. But I do got to give credit where I think credit's due. The sound design, very subtly, like it's not even in your face. It's subtle, but I think they did very well. Also, I do like Cypher's design, just not the weird eyeballs everywhere. But her lore is really good, man. Everything around her is really good. Look at her titty! Oh! Ooh, she's like, hey, hey.
I also
Oh.
went through a lot of trouble today.
Ooh, we know who that is. Zagreus! Not related to Hades, the roguelike game. This is the Titan of Trickery right here.
To invite Amphoris's #1 spirit thief.
Who would it be?
Ooh.
Great Bartolos to be the guest for
Hontalos.
this episode.
Nasty.
According to
I
my
hate his
sources,
voice,
this
but it
spirit
works.
thief also happens to be Cipher's dearest accomplice.
Literally the god.
Dare you call me Cipher's accomplice, you bleached chicken?
Oh my god.
He will not stand for this.
He's such a clown.
Hey,
Dude, I love, honestly, like, the more and more Amphoris goes on, I think it had a really rough start, especially so far, like, whatever you would count as the middle of what we experienced so far. The beginning was rough, the middle was okay at times, but rough, but man, where the story last left off, I love this shit. Granted, at the end of the day, sadly, again, it's a Hoyo game, but a lot of the, like, you know, twists and turns I really did appreciate, especially with Zagreus here, too. I love how the tie-ins are very unique from each other. Even with fucking Celiosi with Hyacinth too. Like, man, the fucking campaign actually I think really turned up. Not beating Pika Coney, but pretty good. At least as of now.
what is your relationship with Cipher?
Play the campaign and you'll know.
My arch rival, my adversary, my common enemy.
Yeah, he wouldn't say this to her face.
Please join me in reviewing the many stories about Cipher,
Ooh.
and let's see which ones are true.
Look at her.
Cipher
Look at
is
her
a quantum
long
character
legs.
following the path of Nihility. As a swift demigod and the
Why is
organizer
everyone
of
looking at
Amphoris's
her?
300 rogues, this 301st rogue has
God,
always
that
robbed the rich
pose,
to
bruh.
help the poor.
Her cutscene was really cool
Which
too.
uses her
She's
basic attack. Cipher
really
deals
just the
quantum
Flash,
damage to
man.
one designated enemy.
Because I am
Using her
the
skill, she
Flash.
deals quantum damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets.
So she has some AoE.
Before
Cool.
the skill deals damage.
And this is where it's kind of like a hybrid, I would say, of Numby, right? I honestly think, now that I'm thinking about it more clearly, she is going to be the Topaz of Nihility. She is going to be the Topaz and Numby. Because I think Topaz is decent, especially for follow-up teams, but you don't necessarily need them. There's better people. Oh, Robin. So, you know, this is where you can get away with not having Topaz. Oh, yeah, and Jade, too. Jade's another one. Like, Jade you need. Topaz you don't need. Topaz is nice to have. I really feel like Cipher is going to be the same thing. And I think that's fine. I don't think we need to worry over every single character that releases. I think that's unhealthy for a lot of people's mental. It's healthy for Hoyo's wallets. I don't think it's healthy for us. So I'm glad if she's not going to be OP. I feel bad for anyone who really wanted to stand her and wanted her to be good meta-wise, but again, I don't think every character that comes out should be stupid broken redefining the meta. Which usually they're not, but they are really good and they're probably going to be best in slot for a lot of things. I think she's not going to be best in slot. She'll be an alternative, and I am perfectly fine with that. That's what they do a lot in FGO, by the way.
Cipher has a chance
Yeah,
to
she's like
weaken the
Topaz because the
abilities
mark is
target,
always going to be
which
there no matter
increases
what.
damage dealt.
It's going to be on
Cipher's own attack
someone, I
will be
believe.
increased for a number of turns.
Ooh.
She can even steal away the enemy's attack.
Oh, she makes them weaker, too.
Boss, you seem to respect your arch rival adversary. and
She's so
conquered
silly,
enemy
but she
quite a
really
bit.
is a cat.
One more word, bleached chicken.
Bleached chicken.
The sofa's in the studio.
Oh no, not the
For
sofas!
sofa, let's move on to the next
Albert's
segment.
been through so
When Cipher
much.
uses her skill or ultimate, the primary target becomes her patron. When the
Her
patron is
patron,
attacked
her
by another
fucking
ally,
fucking
Cipher
stealing.
immediately launches a follow-up attack on the patron. The Trace Sleight of Sky increases the crit damage dealt by Cipher's talent's follow-up attack.
Crazy.
At the same time,
God, her
while Cipher
fucking
is on the
poses.
battlefield, the damage taken by all enemies increases. Cipher will
crazy.
tally a proportion of the damage that all allies deal to
That's
the
in
patron.
thousands, by the way.
Under the effect of the Trace Empyrean strides, when Cipher's
Empyrean?
speed meets a certain threshold,
I thought it was
her crit
Imperial.
rate will increase, as will the patron's talent.
Ooh.
Under the effect of the Trace 300 rogues, the damage that all allies deal to enemy targets aside from the patron will also be tallied.
Which is really
After
good, so
Cipher uses
AoE's
her
not
ultimate,
too bad.
the patron's tally is reset.
I feel like they did try to make her decent.
Whenever she picks a target, she'll stick to it and do anything to make sure it doesn't get away.
Wait, she's chasing Bartholos!
Over and over.
Can't be helped. But the bad guys can always stage a combat, so we have to make a move.
Ooh.
Cipher uses her ultimate. She deals quantum damage
80
to one
Phantom
designated
Thief.
enemy.
God.
and
Dude, they
six
keep showing this pose with her fucking ass
true damage
out.
equal to the current patron's tally. The higher the patron's total tally, the more damage Cipher deals.
I love
The
this
true damage
concept,
is
but I
distributed
don't think it
across
works well
all
for this
targets
game.
of the ability.
With how the meta
I know
is,
she's
how the
the
game
master
is,
thief, but her
especially the
combat
autoplay.
abilities are seriously scary.
Don't worry. That scaredy cat
God,
will never
bro,
hurt you
they
unless
keep
you ask
putting her ass in your face.
Little birds. Hey, Bleach Chicken. Are you a good
He's a good bird. He's a good bird. He's a good boy.
After Cipher uses her technique,
Puss
she
in
gains
boots,
Zagreus'
bruh.
blessing for a certain duration. During that time, Cipher will be undetectable by enemies and her movement speed will increase. When approaching an enemy, Cipher may immediately obtain a random consumable.
It's crazy.
In
It's
allies
really
in
not
battle
that
while
crazy,
Zagreus'
though.
blessing is active, they can deal quantum damage to all enemies and
It's
increase
basically
Cipher's
Moses'
tally
technique
for
on
this instance
roids.
of damage. Like her
Bro,
predecessors who
they
worked in the
love
darkness,
showing off
but
her
served
butt.
the light. Cipher is adept
like a
at
cat
attacking
in
when the
heat.
enemy is least aware.
And then stealing everything from them.
Ooh.
Let's sum it up.
Her
In
nails.
battle,
Aglia
Cipher uses
nails.
her abilities to reduce the damage dealt by enemies and increase her own attack. Damage taken by
The reducing
all
damage,
enemies
I feel like,
also
is just
increases
kinda
while
useless.
Cipher is on the field.
It's
worth
cool, but it
mentioning
really
that
is
Cipher's talent can
not
keep tally of the
anything in
damage dealt by
reality.
her and her teammates. The more powerful her teammates are, the more powerful
They're even
she
showing you, they're like
becomes.
putting her with Acheron.
Every time she uses her
Look, this is at
ultimate, she can
46
convert the
stacks.
tally
Like,
and deal minus
46k
2
is
damage,
not a lot of
significantly
damage.
increasing the team's
It's probably gonna do a little bit
potential
more
in a
though,
fight.
but still, because of like critting and everything.
This program obtained a surveillance video from a white-haired man who wishes to remain anonymous,
Fine on?
showing the entire process of one of Cipher's jobs.
It has to be fine on.
She
Oh,
can't believe Cipher.
Cypher's temporary gang of thieves runs into the service.
Jesus Christ,
trying
she's
to
about to get
stop them
fucking
in the
Piper
tightly
parried.
guarded home of an evil tycoon.
Someone who looks like that be a tycoon servant.
they're so muscular.
Working with others behind my back.
Look, and she doesn't give a shit. Oh my
Seeing
god,
the
that
gang is in trouble,
pose.
Cypher prays to the Grand Master and uses her technique.
Ooh, she's like,
to give her
ta-da!
Zagreus' blessing. Her buddy Acheron then unsheathes her sword and slashes into battle. Due to the effect of her talent, Cipher marks the enemy as her patron. The damage dealt by Acheron's quadrivalent ascendants also triggers Cipher's talent's follow-up attack. Not
Whoa.
lagging behind, Pela unleashes her skill and ultimate.
They're using her in a
seamlessly reducing the
triple
enemy unit's
team.
defense.
What?
Cypher's skill increases her own attack. With all those debuffs, Acheron accumulates enough slash dream to unleash
Yeah,
her
if you don't have Jiao
ultimate.
Cho, she's your next best
Meanwhile,
option,
the damage
man.
tally kept by Cypher's talent continues to
Oh,
climb.
okay. See, there. That's
Acheron
good.
once again-
See, this is the part that doesn't make sense to me. In what reality are you gonna if you're not fighting bosses, are you gonna have this many stacks when fighting enemies?
Talent continues to
300 something, right? 300k. At this point, this is single target, I believe. I don't think it's AoE, from what I remember. So at this point, it's like if you're fighting ads and they're not dead, what are you doing? Well, you've accumulated this much damage. It has to be against the boss.
climb. Acheron once again unleashes her ultimate.
You know why Acheron's not killing them? Because you don't have Jiao Cho.
Goes up to an alarming number.
Yeah, it's single target, I
Cypher
think.
follows up with
Fuck.
her ultimate, dealing out all the accumulated damage. The enemies go bye-bye, and Cipher calls it a day.
I was about to say, it doesn't even look like he's dying.
See that? Cypher's not that impressive. She still had to brute in the end.
And it's hot.
I would never be that violent.
Even though he's harassing Albert.
I mean, you're absolutely right. The great spirit thief has much more integrity.
Ooh.
It's just your boss seems more capable at.
Oh, I like how he's just like shocked. He's like, what?
You police chicken. How could you slander me like that?
Cipher stole the show's logo pretty easily.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's still stolen. It's like a PNG. What?
I'll steal it back for you.
Oh,
Who Emporius is true master
I mean, he was the god of thievery.
Cipher,
He's begging her. Bro, he's fucking begging her. Is he?
you're asking for too much.
Oh god, she's asking for his balls.
Cipher is the best.
Oh, he had to admit this shit. Bro, oh, this is so stupid and cringe.
Good enough.
Oh my god, he actually got it. There's not that much of a difference, but...
Use my little trick on it.
Oh yeah, his trick, yeah. No choice. This is such gaslighting.
You truly are Emporius' best master thief.
Bro, he begged. That's why I call him Huntelos. That is hilarious. Okay. So that's pretty cool. Jesus Christ, look at these thumbnails. Anyway, that was pretty cool. I think I said enough. I think I said many of my opinions here, which I still do believe greatly. Again, I don't think her numbers are crazy. I got the test runner in the campaign. Obviously, we won't know until she's fully out. And again, I'm not saying she's going to be bad, but I really feel like she's going to be just Topaz. She's going to be She's not going to be anything crazy. So, if anything, I'm glad about this because this helps me save more for Finon and for Seba. Even though I really don't need to save much because I did end up getting that nice anniversary bundle. My wallet is crying. I am too. Either way, though, I hope everyone enjoyed. Please let me know what you all think of Cipher. Are you rolling for her? What do you think about what I said? Do you hate me? Do you love me? Come to twitch.tv/Tecnics channel and let me know. Have a good one. Eee!